Hello. Hey guys, it is Saylee. I'm live today. I hope you can hear me. Hopefully, I'm using my DJI Mic Mini. But listen, of course, I've got some business to share with you today. We're talking about the fact that I did content a bit too hard, right? So this is a live video. If you are here, definitely say hi. Let me make sure I'm in frame for Instagram. Hey y'all, hey. Say hi if you are here. All right, let me get back over to Ecamm, which is what I'm using. Y'all know I use Ecamm Live to stream. I absolutely love it. I didn't announce this stream, so if you're watching the replay fam, say hello, say hi. Y'all know I love to talk to my replay people, whether you are on YouTube and you're watching in the comments, and you share in the comments and say hi, or if you're here right now, say hi. Or if you're on Instagram and you see this video after, say hi as well. Let me know if you can hear me, if anyone is watching. Hopefully you can. Let me pull up my comments. Hello. Britt Not Spears, hi. Listen, today we're thinking about content and a few things that I changed in the past few years to just be able to do so much more with content and to fall in love with content again. I was sharing that I was speaking to my assistant, Sarah, yesterday. And in talking to her, I was sharing just how I feel about content. I feel like it's so easy for me. And for me, it feels like floating, which is very different from years ago, where I kind of broke my content strategy and I was able to fix it. And I'll talk to you guys about that in a little bit. So if content feels a little struggly to you right now, you want to make sure you're watching this live stream or this video, however you see it. I'm just grateful that you're here. Okay, Britt Not Spirit said, sounds good. Thank you, Britt. You know, you always got to check your audio. So I want to share, I used to go viral without even trying years ago, right? And so then I got strategic, like super strategic, and everything just messed up. My views started tanking. I feel like I wasn't reaching as many people as I was used to reaching. And so for me, what happened with that is I used to be an influencer. Years ago, I'd share like lifestyle content. I still have my old YouTube channel up. I'd share hair content, makeup, all the things. And when I first started that journey years ago, what happened was I started attracting a lot of people who started asking me, well, Zaylee, like your content looks so amazing, girl. What is going on here with this content, right? Tell us more about your content. How are you like coming up with topics? How are you, styling your set? What cameras are you using? How are you so confident when you're sharing and selling? Like, give us all the tea. And so there came a time where I started like pivoting my business. So I was able to focus on sharing those kinds of things. But what I did, and I see so many business owners doing this, and y'all know I have a sweet spot for business owners. That's who I coach, who I teach, that's who we have in the membership. And I realized that I stripped all of my like personality, all of my stories, experiences. I stripped all of that away from my content because I felt like, ooh, I had to show up in the most professional way ever. Right? Anybody can relate to that. How are you guys feeling about content right now? And so what I also found was the algorithm was changing. Things were changing, and the tips and tricks that I was sharing based on video only and video marketing only just were not working when it came to the algorithm. And I realized, Zay, you got to make some changes here if you want your business to continue to grow, right? And so I decided, listen, I'm gonna change a few things. It's gonna feel scary. It's gonna feel different. I'm gonna feel a bit awkward. But what I decided to do was pull back in all of my personality, pull back in all of my stories, experiences, what I was doing on the back end with my membership groups and clients, bring that all out to the front end. Let's have real conversations and recreate my community. Because what I had realized is years before, when I was creating content, that community that I garnered from sharing just honestly things that I love, things that I was using, like what I was doing differently, those people stuck with me through everything, right? And so it started to really like come to my realization, like, hey girl, you need to get back to that. But you also need to add another element to it. And I'll speak about that element because it's really, really important. I'm going to speak about that in a little bit. But it really helped me to understand, like, okay, I need to show up differently, especially with all of the algorithm changes and everything that's going on. Because a lot of us, y'all, we start off, we're super excited. And this is just a chill little conversation, so I have my leg up. But we start off, especially if we are business owners, we struggle. We feel like, oh my gosh, the algorithm doesn't like me. I'm not posting because I'm not reaching anyone. I'm not even making any sales. I have no inquiries. No one is DMing me to find out like how they can work with me. And I understand all of those frustrations. But it's also because you've stripped everything away from your content and you've basically become what ChatGPT can provide for someone. And so in this time, we need something different. We need something more from the people that we are looking at as the experts, authority, the people that are the go-to people, the people whose names are mentioned in rooms when they're not even there. When it comes time to speak on a stage or be a part of a podcast, those people are mentioned automatically because they stay top of mind. Y'all know those people, right? And you might be one of those people, but there are things that you needed to change, or that I needed to change. Burnout Spears said, I'm definitely burned out. I was burnt, Britt, to a crisp. Okay. So much so that it made me kind of take a year or two off to restructure and reevaluate things, right? Britt said, I'm only posting once or twice a week now. Completely get it. Hey, Judy. Judy said content can be confusing. Carousels, video, static, live, and faceless. It can be confusing, but I feel like there are core components that you can use as messaging to kind of expand and explode just your message that you have to get out to the world. You just also have to be consistent with it. That's the thing. And also focus on one thing, Judy. If carousels is what you're focused on now, focus on those, but obviously be more consistent with it. If you're focused on videos or faceless content, like don't post according to your mood or emotions, post according to your business goals, right? Which is why what I'm sharing today is super, super important. Let me check on IG, y'all, because y'all know I'll be missing out the IG people. Hey y'all. Okay, so we're on YouTube and Instagram. I'm seeing YouTube comments on Ecamm, so y'all know I'm just here with the YouTube people. If you are on Instagram, you want to come over to YouTube, you totally can, or you can stay over there because y'all know I come back to the Instagram comments later on. So okay. We got to the place where I started feeling really burnt out. I was only sharing educational content. I was tired, right? The tips, the tricks, the Canva graphics, all of the things. And for me, I am a very determined person. So I felt like I just kept doing it. And so after a while, it's like, okay, I need to step away. That's where I got to, y'all. I need to step away for a bit and reevaluate the way that I am showing up. Reevaluate what I'm sharing, how I'm sharing. And I started to share a few authentic posts. And if I'm really honest, these posts were actually voiceovers from a podcast that I was recording behind the scenes. And I started sharing clips of those voiceovers layered onto B-roll videos. And that started getting me pushed out into the algorithm again. And I realized, okay, I get it. I get exactly what I need to push out there so that I can attract the right people, right? And I started understanding, okay, but I need to still layer in certain things so that I get people asking me how they can work with me, asking me, Zaylee, like, what courses do you have? What classes do you have? What are you launching? I want to be a part of this. I want to sign up as soon as you release XYZ. And of course, I have a wait list to share with you guys. I'll share that in a little bit. But I started to, and if you realize I said something earlier on that I'm going to circle back to, I started thinking in alignment with my business goals, but still posting that content that got people to know even more about me and align with me. What started happening when I did that? Oh my gosh, listen, my emails started going crazy again, right? My DMs started going crazy again. Requests to work with me started going crazy again. And the craziest thing was that people were wanting to work with me based on the things that I was sharing outside of only education, right? And so that's where I realized I have something here. I need to understand how to actually package this up, how to actually share with other people, because as business owners, we get so stuck in the tips and the tricks, and we have no personality. People don't know anything about us. They don't even know that we are the person to specifically help them with whatever they're struggling with. People are just like, oh, okay, I see this tip or this trick or this graphic. Cool, cute. But when it comes to the conversions or selling your product or program or your digital products or whatever it is that you're creating, your community that you want to sell, you have all those things just sitting on a shelf and you're not selling them. You're probably barely even promoting them. And a lot of us, sometimes we don't know what's the core reason why we're creating something, right? That is really important for you to know, because when you know why you created something, it's so easy for you to get on camera and sell it, right? And of course it takes practice, but it is, you can. Judy said, good point. Post for my business goals. Yes, Judy, I don't play with that. We can't pay the bills with how we feel, right? So you know I love to say that. Burnout Spirit said, I definitely post more carousels than reels because it's the bonus. That's the bonus program I'm in. Britt, I was in that bonus program and I got out. I tested it and I got out. Because I felt like I could make more money if my carousels had reached to my audience and I was, selling whatever it is that I'm promoting at that time versus the money that they were paying, which was not a lot for me. Maybe it's different for you, but I turned that off, girl. The only bonus I have turned on is threads, because I can blow through my threads bonus in no time. But if the bonus is working for you, listen, go get it. But I was like, I'm going to turn this off because I want my audience to see my content. I feel like they suppress your content when they're paying you. And I've seen a lot of other people speak about this on threads as well. And I tested it myself last month and I am like, nope, no, thank you. Anyway, y'all know I started talking about other things. Let me check on IG. Hey, IG fam. Just making sure you guys are good. It seems like you are. All right. So all the tea is happening over on YouTube, which is hilarious. My YouTube fam always comes through. Do y'all have notifications turned on YouTube? I don't know what it is, but I feel like whenever I go live on YouTube, there's always somebody that's going to come on, even though I didn't promote it before. So that's what started happening, right? And so I started to also study other larger creators or people that were doing really well. And I started realizing what I was doing was working and they were doing what I was doing, but they didn't realize what they were doing. Does that make sense? Sometimes my brain works to where if something is working, I study it. Okay. I study it. I dissect it. I'm like, okay, what patterns do I see? How is this working? How can someone else use, that's what I start thinking about. Obviously, because I'm a teacher at heart too. So I was like, okay, I'm going to figure all of that out. And so I started studying it, and I studied it for at least 2 years. I want to say around 2 years. And then I realized I want to create a system out of this, because I started testing it with people and it was working. Okay. And what's the funny thing? I speak about the people that were doing it because it was working for someone else. And then I studied myself and I studied my own journey prior to and realized I had landed huge brand partnerships and such from sharing my experiences and sharing my story. So y'all gonna hear me talk about story a lot because it is so powerful and people are not telling their stories enough. Okay. You guys are not telling your stories enough. So that was the moment. That was my come to Jesus moment. Like, okay, I need to understand how I can easily do this. So I started sharing the little snippets from the podcast. That was kind of how I figured out, okay, I realized what I need to do. Then I started pulling back my stories into my emails and realizing, oh my gosh, I would get so many responses. Like, you guys, if you're on my email list, you actually respond to my emails and say, hey, Zaylee, and you speak to Sarah sometimes too. Sarah's my assistant. And you guys are like, oh my gosh, this is so good. This was so helpful. Like, you guys actually respond. But it's more, I feel like, when I share stories. Now, I'm not only sharing stories, my stories is always, they're always tied back to a business goal. But because I'm sharing stories, because I'm sharing experiences, because I'm documenting what I'm currently going through, using, loving, you guys are also, you're relating to what I'm saying, right? There are times where I share that type of post and inquiries will come in, where people are like, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to work with you. I didn't realize, I could work with you based on XYZ. Because y'all know I have some things that I do on the back end that I don't really promote on the front end. But every so often I'll share a story or share an experience that I had with a client or that I had with a company. So in essence, I realized more of what I needed to start back sharing and more of how I needed to pull back myself and my personality and just all that jazz into what I was doing. And so, guys, things started completely changing for me. So much so that, listen, sometimes I'm seeing my TikTok going off, or I open up Instagram and I'm like, man, I have so many DMs to respond to or answer, and I'm so grateful for it. But it can get busy sometimes. But I want you guys to be able to feel the same way about content as well, especially when it comes to your story and letting people know why you do what you do, who you are, why you've created the program you created, why you created the product that you created, why you do the service that you're doing. People want to know more about you, especially if you're looking to build a brand, okay? A brand is something that can take you so far. How are you building your brand? How are you showing up for your brand? How are you even communicating so that people can understand your brand, right? For me, my medium is on camera and I love writing as well. Those are my two mediums, I feel like, right? And so, like, what does that look like for you? What does the rest of 2025 look like for you? That is my question to you. What does the rest of this year look like for you as you continue to elevate your brand and business? P.S. I know that we have a lot going on and I do want to acknowledge that. We have a lot going on, y'all. But also, it doesn't mean that we need to stop and wait, okay? We need to, more than ever, show up bravely, show up proudly, show up with even more intention than we were before. Things like this always happen so that there is a shift for us. So when you think about who you are, what you're creating, what you're putting out there, I want you to think about the shift that you would like to contribute to this world with the work that you do, with the gifts that you have, right? And I also want to just remind you, today I was looking at a post on Threads. I love Threads. Y'all know I love Threads. And so on the post, I realized that I saw this guy, he was telling a story about someone that reached out to him, right? And so I was like, wait, I saw this guy went viral like 2 weeks ago, right? I saw something from him 2 weeks ago. And so I was like, okay, I gotta follow now. So I followed him. I can't even remember his name because this like literally like happened 2 hours ago, but he was an artist. And so he was sharing the fact that someone bought like 11 of his paintings for $100,000. And they probably found him on social media as well. And I looked at his like account and his stories and all that he was sharing. And it just reminded me, y'all, like, I see so many artists on Threads or Instagram complaining about the algorithm. And yet, like I just said, this is my second time seeing this guy go viral. On Threads, I probably go viral maybe like 4 to 5 times a month. And when I say viral, like outside of my normal ecosystem, sometimes I go way viral to where I'm like, Lord, what did I do? Now, remember, I have a smaller account on Threads, right? And then sometimes I go viral to where it's like, just nicely outside of my audience, right? So maybe sometimes, so I've gone viral to where I've had like 18 million views. And I've gone viral to where I have 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 views, right? And they're all like different experiences. However, I use my same story system to write these threads that end up going outside of the ecosystem, or whether it's a TikTok video script that I've written, or a YouTube video script. But he was able to sell so many paintings. And to me, I told you guys, I love questioning things. So my question was like, what, look at this guy. Like, I want to look at his account and see what he's doing differently. Like, why is he, as an artist, always top of mind, going viral on the platform, whatever it is? And he's telling stories, because even the last thread that I saw go viral, it was a story as well. And so I want you guys to understand how to get outside of your normal audience. I'm not saying going viral is like the key, but going viral is also visibility. You'll get different people finding you and following you. So if you feel like your audience is not growing right now, or you're not getting outside of your normal ecosystem, it means that you need to start changing the way that you are posting or sharing. And even when I say that, I don't mean like, you're getting thousands of followers a day. For smaller accounts and smaller businesses, even 5 new people on your account a day is a blessing. 1 to 2 new people a month, steadily over a year. Think about it, guys. So if you feel like you're in a place where you are stagnant, you need to rethink your content strategy. And I'm sharing this because maybe it does not feel good to you right now. Maybe it feels like, Zaylee, I am burnt out. Like Britt was saying on this, like, I don't like what I'm posting. If you don't like what you're posting, other people are not going to like what you're posting. And so for me, I realized sharing in that way, it helped me so much to fall in love with creating content again, enjoy creating content, make a lot of money from creating content, attract my dream clients and customers, all from storytelling with intention. Of course, if you've seen me around, worked with me before, you know that I do this through the unique method, which is a 4-part system, and on how I actually create intentional video content that doesn't feel like it's the same thing over and over, that feels like you're building a relationship with me and I'm building a relationship with you and we're getting to know each other. So I teach this inside of my live camera confidence challenge, and we are opening up the waitlist for that again. You'll be able to sign up on April 8th. I will put all of the information in the description box, but you need to get on the wait list so that you get first dibs on our heavily discounted pricing, right? So I'm gonna put all of the information in the description box. If you're watching this video, you wanna head down there, especially if you feel like you're tired of not, just the impact that you have, or you can have, you're over it. Okay. The other thing is, sometimes I have people that they come and do this challenge over and over every time I launch it. So if you've done the challenge before, don't be shy. I feel like every time I see people do the challenge, they get clearer and they get more and more clear on what they're doing. Right? Do Gooder said, first time on your live, found you from Osmo Pocket 3 content, but you're well-versed in life. Ooh, thank you. Started a new design business and don't know how to make that first post. Oof, feel frozen without content. Do Gooders, if you feel so called, get on the wait list. This would be great for you to get activated. We work with people like you all the time. When I say we, my husband and I do the challenge with you guys. If you've been in the challenge, you know that we coach you guys through the challenge. It is a 10-day challenge. It is completely transformational, and it will allow you to get your content ideas together. It will help you to actually figure out and build your power story collection, which is a collection of stories that you are able to tell. All you have to do is come, show up. We have all the tools for you. We have 5 live coaching sessions. You get us together coaching you live. I'm strategy and he is all creative direction, all editing. So you get both of us in the same container working with you. And it is such a pleasure and joy to do it. So if you feel so called, I would love to have you. And I really get to know everyone in the challenge, which is the most amazing part about it. So, but other than that, do-gooders, if you don't, it's so good to meet you. I'm happy to have you here on the channel. I'm so excited. Judy said, is the waitlist link below? Judy, no, it is probably not below. right now, but I will update it. If you are on Instagram though, and you want to get on that VIP waitlist, just go to my any Instagram post and comment the word VIP or the letters VIP, and you'll get the direct link, Judy. But yeah, y'all, I wanted to come on and share that because a lot of people are so stuck and burnt out, and I get it. I get why you're burnt out, and I want to show you a completely different way to show up and serve the people that you're here to serve. And I want to show you a way that feels effortless and easy and airy and floaty, and I use the word float because so many people have been telling me, Saley, your content is you're just floating around. And I really am. So if it's something that you are interested in, my husband is in the chat typing as me. So if you see me commenting, it's actually him. But yeah, I cannot wait to connect with you guys, to share with you guys. Let me make sure that everybody is okay on Instagram. If you're watching on Instagram and you want to get on the wait list, just comment VIP and you'll get the link. Even if you're on the live, comment VIP and you will get the link to join the wait list. You don't want to miss it. Let me see. Judy said, I've been in her classes before. She has wonderful tips and is so patient. You won't regret it. Judy, thank you. I appreciate you so, so, so much. Listen, it's a whole vibe in there. You will not feel like overlooked or like you're being like, listen, get in there and or get on the wait list if that's where you want to be right now. I cannot wait to learn more about you and work with you if you're interested. So like I said, if you're feeling burnt out, you're feeling unseen, you feel a bit invisible, I would love to have you there. Judy said, okay, I thought Judy said something else. Y'all, I just wanted to come on and share, okay? I'm gonna update all of the waitlist links in the description. And let me tell you, if you are interested, again, I would love to have you here or there. I'll be live on my platforms for the next few days, so make sure you're following and make sure your notifications are turned on. I love and appreciate you guys, and I will talk to you soon. I'm actually updating or doing the last edits on a new Osmo video. So I'm gonna finish that and then I'm gonna go to bed. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.